Hey, I'm going to show you around the new project I've been working on, which for me isn't really feeling like a new project anymore because it's been something I've had privately for probably over a year at this point. It is a collection of music and some maps for a D&D campaign I've been running. And it's basically just a giant piece of fan content, but all the music is original, which I'm really proud of, and the ambiances are pretty cool too. It's a sort of a generative ambiance program I wrote. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. So it takes place, the campaign that is, takes place in the south part of Faerun in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting, which is the one that you're familiar with if you've played 5th edition D&D or some of the older editions. AD&D 3rd edition both have a lot of content for that. And the game is kind of a city crawl in the city of Moran, which I've sort of designed my own world within it that takes place between the time period that 3rd edition and 5th edition are in. So if you're familiar with the history of that, we can nerd out in the comments. But if you want to play around with this program yourself or follow along, I have a link in the description of this video to download this. So let's go check out the Moran map, because that's the cool one. That's the one I put the most work into so far. I've been chipping away, adding things to this for a long time, and it's in a state where I feel like the bugs aren't that bad anymore, so we can share it. I have little animations, dragons that fly around. This ship and some of the other ones never hit the land anymore. They used to fly off the the bottom, and I had to learn how to write a pathfinding algorithm to fix that. So I stayed up till 4 a.m. one day learning about what quaternion math is or something. I never took calculus, so I don't really know if that's how you pronounce it. We've got little birds that fly around. Anyway, I did a lot of stupid, unnecessary work to the graphics. What I do when I play the game is I leave this on a TV in the background, and it's sort of just the ambience generator, but I thought it would be cool to make it look cool, so I wrote a little treadmill program for clouds and just illustrated way too much stuff. If you click on an area, it's going to take you to that area. So let's see, where do I want to click? Let's click on the flank. Oh, when you click, little birds fly away. I'm proud of that too. And basically it's just each area sort of has its own vibe, where there's a combination of music and generative ambiance. I made this all in Unity. It's all scripted in C#. I'm happy to answer questions about how I made stuff work if you're curious or you're into game development. But most of the people on this channel are interested in music, so I'll probably make some videos going over that specifically, on how I set up the music in Reaper to get it ready to be abused by the code and remixed and moved around and stuff. There goes a little flight of birds. Anyway, this is less distracting than I thought it would be in the games of D&D. I tried to make it as hands-off as possible, and basically I'll just leave the program running and try to forget that it's there. Turn the volume somewhere appropriate. I haven't put a lot of videos up lately because I realized I really just don't enjoy editing videos, so I'm just going to upload this one front to back without editing it, and hopefully it'll be fine. Maybe that'll get me back to uploading on the channel, because I miss being here, but I don't miss editing videos. So I didn't do anything super complicated with the music. It doesn't dynamically transition between areas. It's just a crossfade. The only dynamic transitions are within the area's playlists and within the combat playlists. So I've got some other buttons down here. I made an Undercity. There's a dungeon button that is just sort of generative, dark, creepy music. I'll click that right now. And this one is probably the most, I don't know what to expect. Essentially, a lot of the music is almost like a big music loop. And some of it is very much like a I don't know what to expect to hear, or I don't know if there's even going to be music. So in some areas, the music will stop for a while and you can just kind of enjoy the background ambiance. Like in this one, it's sort of, you know, indoor creepy. There's some bat sounds. I threw in, you know, like the classic babies crying in the background every, you know, 15 to 20 seconds or so. And that's all generative. So again, if you're in game development or something and you want to know what I did to put this together without using something like Wise, because that's, you know, if you're doing this from scratch and you're making your own game, like just use Wise. It's easier, or Fmod or whatever. But if you're using Unity, you have a small team and you don't have any idea what those things are or how to deal with them, then a lot of it's very possible to do just in scripts. Well, obviously all of it is, otherwise programs to do it couldn't exist, but the scripting for this stuff is simpler than it seems like it is. Anyway, so that playlist sounds like it ended, and now if we leave it on for a while, it'll probably start playing something else, or it'll play from the same playlist. Again, I have no idea. Yeah, it sounds like it's the same playlist. And then if I hit the combat button, it'll just like play some combat playlist. So who knows what that's going to be. I have a lot of it set to sort of delay because I want to be interacting with my players when I switch. So I'll look over and click on something and then I'll come back and, you know, start talking. I'm DMing while I'm operating this, so it's sort of like can't be all at once. And this is one of the mellower combat playlists. I have some more intense music baked into areas where I have more intense encounters planned, but for the most part, it's sort of randomized. I used to have like a bunch of windows open on my laptop, and I would essentially find myself digging through lists of things and trying to pick exactly the right music, and like going on YouTube and finding like 2 hours windy ambiance or something and playing that. And I realized that I was doing that instead of paying attention to my players. And I made all this stuff as hands off as possible, so I can click something, leave it on, and it'll just, when the music stops, it'll either loop it or play the next one. And the ambiance will just keep going no matter what, because it's not like a 2-hour YouTube video, it's just generative. So it's, you know, the longest things are maybe 5 or 10 seconds long. And it's going to just, you know, internally mix all that stuff at runtime. It's just like in a video game, right? I like the clouds at the dungeon setting, that's cool. Anyway, all these playlists will play for, you know, as long as you leave them on. They don't get boring super fast. I made a point of having them have a lot of variability, just because, you know, D&D combats will last half an hour sometimes. I'm gonna get closer to the microphone because this one's a little bit louder, and I am not gonna go fix this video in post. So the whole project probably has maybe 3 to 5 hours of music in it. So if you click around and want to hear all of it, it's hiding in there somewhere. But anyway, I'll just end the combat. And, that should go back to the previous playlist. And basically, oh, there's a bug. The wake of this ship didn't get, and these birds didn't get dark with the with the dungeon mode. It's always really funny, just finding bugs. And essentially, what was I gonna say? The whole system is designed to be just totally hands-off, and you can just dig around and find music. I'll release a soundtrack album eventually when I feel like editing that much music, because right now it's all in like little pieces and chunks, and I would need to like mix and master it for a linear music release. And I still have like this little menu here for cinematic tracks that I made, in case I do want to do the like dig through and find exactly the perfect music. I made a bunch of songs for that too. Let's try a different area. I like the illustration on this one, so I'll click it. So Spyglass Rock is kind of like a weird, like partially volcanic, partially magical rock structure that was the result of, you know, a big earthquake and spellcasting battle in one of the Sothilesian Wars. And if you look at the history of this region, Sothelis is not a character I made up. He's like an ogre mage from, you know, sometime in the past that took over this city and turned it into a monster kingdom. And I decided for my campaign that had ended mostly, and there's still some remnants of that, and there's some type of tension between the kingdom of men and the kingdom of monsters, right? Anyway, so I decided this was going to be I wanted some cool structure that would have an airship port, because there's a couple of airships in my campaign, and I thought that would be fun in a port city to have a place that really makes sense to anchor airships. And so there's this city that's built around that infrastructure. It's almost like a giant skyscraper in a fantasy setting. And if you click on the airship, that's got its own playlist actually. And I ended up with my playgroup going there a lot. So I'm glad I did that. Let's see. What else do I want to show off? I don't want to keep this video in the 3 to 5 hour range and show you all the music, so I'll just show you some of it and let you download it and click around for yourself. Little Athkatla. This is Athkatla is a city in which is actually where a lot of the game Baldur's Gate 2 takes place, if you played that one. And I decided that like a nearby major city would have a lot of population immigrating from a place like Athkatla. So I decided that this area, this like sort of really, really low to the ground island off the coast would have a population from there. I based Little Athkatla kind of on, I'm going to click on it while I'm talking about it. I based it kind of on the whole like Port Royal story. Port Royal, where it's basically a place that was the result of a massive coastline change during that historic earthquake. So if you look at old maps of Moran, the coast kind of follows, here, I've got this marker can move around. So the coast is like more like this. And this whole area is called the city that sank in my campaign. And there's like merfolk and sea elves and stuff like that inhabit it. It's all underwater. We'll go there in a little bit. But the coastline's kind of following here. And I figured that like, sort of like in the Port Royal earthquake, a lot of the coast would sink and reshape itself. So I sort of took some liberties with the shape of the coastline. And basically, if you compare it to a map of modern Faerun, like, let's see. Basically Moran's like here, so this coastline moves north, oh, it's the wrong button. And basically that coastline would be here, so ships would move around here, and then this is sort of like where the rest of the coast is, and you know, whatever. Doesn't matter, it's a fantasy game. Here goes that ship. Told you it doesn't hit the hit the coastline. Just almost goes off the map. Okay, so a city that sank. I told you to go there. So go into Moran Bay. It goes underwater, and there's this is the city that sank area. This is a really chill area. Giant seahorses that are used as mounts by sea elves, and you know, merfolk cruise around. Some of the Monster Kingdom remnants here would have they have an old temple of Sirik that's sort of blocked off. The caverns here are considered dangerous and blocked off, but at the end of the day, my group found out recently that they're sort of being used to cover up some remnants of the Monster Kingdom. This area is sort of part of it used to be the sewer of the old Moran before the earthquake. And that whole area has been like flooded out, and now that it's seismically stable, sort of repopulated by remnants of the Monster Kingdom. Lots of orcs, half ogres, half orcs. Many of those types of people live here, and the ones that live in the primary parts of the city are generally peace loving. I decided that, you know, like the ones that stayed behind are, you know, what do you call it? Whose ancestors were fighting in the wars against humans. A lot of them I decided would recognize that, like, this is, you know, BS, and will, you know, have weapon shops and stuff like that instead. This area, I really like the playlists in it, but I decided that they would be nice if they were sparse, just to make it feel chill. So if I'm quiet, we can hear the sound of being underwater. Let's do, I really like the music in the sewer, so I'll click that one. So super busy area. This is like one of the major metropolitan areas in the city. Sort of a weird, busy crowd reverberant. A lot of these areas should, in the game, we talk about them feeling like the inside of a giant train station or something, or a giant indoor mall. Oh, I guess I could show what area we're in. I decided to hide a lot of the stuff behind these menus so I could have mostly the map up on the screen, but haven't really decided what to do with that. A lot of the UI is still buggy. This is like the first time I've actually made a UI, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, all of these regions are sort of going to play music, and that's all this thing does. It's not a game, so sorry if you were expecting it to be one. It's a game piece. Some of these areas just travel back up to Moran. Like, I thought it would be cool to show where the fault line is and where it follows its way up to Spyglass Rock, and show where Lake Featherfall would have been, but this is not really accessible from as a region in the sewer. It's not populated like the city that sank. And so these buttons here, like, will take you back up to the upper parts of the city. I really like this music. I like left this one on way too much when I was working on it. I would like write a little bit and then like just leave it on loop for like 2 hours while I like worked out or something. Some of the songs, like I said, will just keep playing. I don't remember. I think the sewer will just keep playing music while you're there. Some of these will start in a prescribed order or a prescribed format, and then it'll start sort of remixing itself. And as it continues to play, it'll just change a little bit. That way it doesn't feel like a music loop, and it feels more like, you know, like you've got a DJ or like a live band or something. I started getting really like self-conscious about using music loops in D&D games. I just am hyper aware of it because I do music, so I'm sure my players don't care. If you're watching this, hi, Jazz, Chris, and Corey. You guys are in the special thanks. See, Chris, Corey, Jazz, those are my players. Anyway. Oh man, I just want to leave this one. I should upload this one on my YouTube so you guys can listen to like a 20-30 minute of just being the music in your life. You'll love it. You'll just like, you know, cook a giant beef stew and like lift weights for 2 hours and then feel good about yourself. Okay, I'm gonna leave. So there's a bunch of other buttons. There's camp. I actually used one of the songs from one of my Dungeon Synth releases. For this one, I redid it with like I guess hi-fi samples. I actually just recorded some campfires, so I'm gonna redo the ambiance here so it's not like a library campfire sound. I probably recorded only like 30-40% of the background sounds. Like I didn't go out and like bird watch with a field recorder, but I did some field recording for this, and I did some of the like Foley art and stuff like that. But yeah, this is not my campfire. Maybe version 9.0.02 or something. We'll have my own fire that I actually built. But this is boring. I'm gonna leave camp. Anyway, when I'm actually using it, I get like impatient and click around. The Forest of Tethir. This is like the north corner of the Forest of Tethir. Again, I'll talk like you guys know what your way around the Forgotten Realms, because I'm sure on my channel most people do. I'm sure most of you are completely aware of every little detail about Faerun, and I can't wait to see people like pointing out inconsistencies between what I've got and what's an actual AD&D source material. Just something. This takes place decades later, I promise you. It's fine. I don't know. I'll click around a little bit more. I like this area, bridges. I like, actually, this one has some combat playlists that I really like. I'll try combat here. I don't remember if this one might only have one combat playlist. Yeah, this one's cool. This one has like probably the most live instruments in it. And some of them have like, you know, electric guitar. There's like 2 metal songs in here, maybe 3. They're just hidden really well. So it's, we actually did live cello, thanks Colby, and live violin, thanks Andre. Live percussion, thanks Drew. Live synthesizer. I don't know what else. Lots of samplers. These are all color pencil illustrations that I highlighted with digital art. This is good music for this one. So you can't see my keyboard, but I added the Konami code. Then you can control that dragon that flies around and breathe fire on stuff, and it's just like, yeah. They get a lot faster when you do that because it's really boring for them to fly at the normal speed. This is my first attempt at like, first actual attempt at what do you call it? Like 2D sprite animation. I think it turned out okay. And this is all just, I made this with the Unity particle systems. And those fires, yeah, will stay until they go out. That's like my favorite part of this whole thing. It's like so worthless. But because I was using the like built-in Unity physics to make the dragons and ships and stuff move, I just decided to like add a simple like player script to test them. And then I like took it out, and then I was like, why did I take this out? I want to be the dragon. I'm gonna be the dragon lord. Should I make the breath weapon unlimited or should I make it more limited? I don't know. I started adding tablet controls, but I haven't finished that yet. So the like zooming and swiping is all broken right now. But if you're on tablet, I guess you can't even get to dragon mode because you don't have the keypad. Whatever. I put this in for tablet, but I guess I'll have to make something where the tablet can actually access the breath weapon. I'm actually just listening to this so long because I want to get to a part where I did a synth solo on the song, and we're probably going to get to it at some point soon. There's only so many things that can happen. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I might have baked this in solo until like that was like the intro for it. I decided I made the what do you call it? The victory fanfare is like way too long. Whenever I have them in game, it's like that's so much, so much victory fanfare. What did I not show at this point? The pub button, I guess. So the pubs are there's some areas that are like pubs. Like this one here is like that's a pub always, and that's an important one in the story. But the city's so big that I wanted to have like just random pub. If the players want to go into a pub that I don't have planned, then like ask around for rumors. I have this one, and it sort of randomizes it. So some of the pubs are going to be busy, some of them aren't. This is kind of like a moderately dead pub. Not a lot of people, so this place is dead. The pubs on High Street are almost always busy. I really like this music though, so maybe I'll leave this on for a little bit. Who am I kidding? I wrote this music. I like most of it. Okay, let's try a pub here. Yeah, this one's busier. This one might have a full band. Yeah, cool. They've got a percussionist and stuff at least. This is also my debut as an accordionist. I've never used a recording of myself playing accordion for anything, and I spent way longer than I should have on this to like try to get it to work. And I also like supported it with samples because I was self-conscious about my performance. So there's like a Julian type sample mixed in with the accordion, whatever. Anyway, I was thinking about getting a bunch of my friends to like do voiceover stuff, and so that the background like walla in the pub would actually like have like words pop out like about the city, like oh Little Athcatla, like something would stick out of the mix. But that's so much more work than it's like even approaching reasonable that I just decided not to. Anyway, I will go to the main menu now and show you. Oh, I broke it. There's a bug. Damn. Always a bug. Well, I told you it's not a stable release. Let's just close it then. Okay. Oh, wow. That's a bug I've been trying to track down, and it's so infrequent that like I have no idea what to do with it. Anyway, this background art here is some of you on this channel will probably recognize it from it's the Morena Python piece that I commissioned for the Velen's Grave stuff. So a lot of that music is in this Velen map. And I ended up, like, I made this with my map, and then I just decided that his illustration was cooler, so I just redid it with that. So that's what we got here. Some of these things, like what do you call it? This map looks less cool with the little marker. Oh, forgot. If I click the area again, it changes music. So, whoops. That's like if I hate what it did, I can change it. Let's try one of these other ones. So that's if you're wondering where that temple was, that music's from that YouTube video I put up a year ago that's got 26 views or something. There it is. So I didn't do nearly as much work on this one, mostly because it's sort of a remake of something that I had already used for my campaign. So I'm not actually using this one. I just thought, like, I should put that music in here because this is what it was for. So I spent months on the Moran map, and I basically just repurposed the same systems. I made this one in like 2 days. Not the art. Again, I didn't do this art piece, and that's probably the coolest part of it. So yeah, as you can hear, like the music wasn't even really designed to be integrated in a system like this, so it's a little bit worse sounding, I think, but whatever. I figured that the party might go back to Velen at some point, so I should have the option. So the scroll seems like it's kind of broken on this. It's like really fast. I think I know why that is, but anyway. Now you're in the troubleshooting hour with Francis, where we like try to figure out which line of code is the problem. Again, I'll go over whatever anyone wants in the comments. I'll make more videos about this. I just figured I wanted a longer video showing around what this map has in it. Let's see if that bug happens again. Nope. Okay. I don't know. Now I'm going to troubleshoot. And I have no idea. I will also just play you out with one of the cooler ambiances, and I don't remember, the prison or the asylum were both they both use the same music, and one of them has cooler ambiance. I'll try the asylum just in case, but this is like the most dungeon synth thing I put in here probably. So that's the project. Download it. If you're right now, I mean, I'm one person. I don't have the resources to make it work on every format. So if you're on if you're on an Apple computer, sorry, I haven't and probably won't have time to make it work on that. So it's only good on Windows right now. And as you can see, it's not even great yet. It's not really done. I basically just panic about a bug like at 2 a.m. before the next game session, because I'm worried that like the screen will go black like it did for me during the next session, and then I'll spend like 3 hours fixing something, and that's basically like what this map came out of. The first version of it is just the picture and you click areas, and some of them have music, and I keep wanting to click on areas that don't have different music, so I'll like write more music, or they'll have the same ambiance, so I'll just make another system for that, and I just keep adding to it, and I need to stop. I need to like go make a video game instead or something. So there's that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and to those of you who've been waiting for me to make more videos, I'll make some more videos. I'll try to doing that. You'll notice I don't have headphones on, and my voice probably sounds weird. I set up a new system because I just can't stand wearing headphones, and I think that it's going to be okay doing unedited videos with no headphones. I don't think the quality is really that much worse, and I'm hoping that this sort of leads me to get back into YouTube because I really do miss it, and I have some time for it right now. So let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want me to cover about this. I'd be happy to go into any of the sessions on how the music's put together, how I mix it. You know, some of them are like 4 tracks and some of them are like over 100, I think. Like some of the orchestra stuff is really, really complicated. Having to go over the code, I'm not that great of a programmer. It's all written in C#. If you're a Unity developer, especially like a solo developer, I'm better at integrating audio than whoever did it in some games I've played. So like I'm sure I can help a little bit with that, but I'm also like not amazing at it. So if you have even slightly the resources, I recommend just using something like Wise or Fmod instead. One thing I might do, because I had to like actually do some research on it, was exploring just ways to make music systems behave the way you want them to. There's all kinds of like weird little problems that happen in scheduled music systems that I think that people don't really expect and sometimes just ignore. Like I've played a lot of like published games that will have like a little click or a pop at like a loop point in a song, which I think is just totally unacceptable. And you know, sometimes there's other weird problems, like something cuts out for a weird reason or there's a gap, and all that stuff is pretty easy to fix if your music is basic. It gets really complicated. Well, I mean, the only time it actually gets legitimately like very complicated is if you have multiple tracks playing simultaneously. And at that point, like, I've made some systems that do that, and they're just more work than they're worth these days. You're better off with something like Wise, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to click the fade music button at a time when it seems appropriate, and then I'm going to end the video so I don't have to edit the video. Okay, bye.